We have uncovered an assassination attempt on surveyor of House Martok and are pursuing a Romulan warbird to intercept a similar attempt on her grandson Maven.
We have arrived in the Forcus system. The warbird's warp trail ends here. She's out there, somewhere. Initiating sensor sweep now.
This system is home to a training ground and arena where many bat'leth competitions are held. Worf himself won champion standing in 2370 and is now chaperone to Maven. With our Romulan warbirds somewhere in this system, we should probably try to contact Worf.
I've hailed him several times, but he has not answered. Either he is unable to respond, or unwilling to respond. Let us hope he is engaged with the bat'leth tournament, and watching over Maven. We will need to beam down to the surface to know for certain, however.
I'm sure he's not ignoring us. Any luck locating our warbird?
Yes, she is dropping into orbit over Forcus 3, and hailing us. It appears Commander Tarson would like a word.
Unexpectedly bold. Put them on screen.
You're becoming an annoyance. You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy you.
Oh, you seem to misunderstand. You're the prey here, and we've caught up to you. Engage, Cloak. We move in to attack the Mogai warbird, the IRW Karas, drawing ever closer to it in order to line up a shot. But unfortunately my hubris and trust in the Cloak get the better of us, and the warbird soon detects our presence, landing a blow and forcing us into combat before we can land our hit.
Beat He cloaked! Scan for energy traces so we can follow him.
Well, fair is fair, I guess, although he is using his cloak to run away. Because of the proximity, battle damage, or a lock onto the Singularity core, we're able to get a faint trace on its path and are able to pursue it. However, the Karas is not the only vessel in this system. The Romulans have been planning this for a time, and reinforcements join in. To our surprise, however, these reinforcements aren't Romulan warbirds, but unregistered Burrell birds of prey. Clearly our co-conspirators. But to what house do they belong? The Karas waits for us to take out the traitorous Klingons before attacking from above, as a raptor does, trying to pick us off. We manage to get to its elevation and bring our cannons to bear, but just as we start to defeat it, it cloaks once again.
Cloaked again! We must find him! Quickly! Madness! There are Klingons working with that Romulan Takech! I'm picking up another pocket of Tetrion particles, but we must be wary. There may be more dishonorable Klingon Baktak lying in wait for us there.
I expect so. There's no way the Romulans would have made it this far into the Forcus system without internal help.
You cannot stop what is already set in motion. The Klingon Empire will fall.
3 Klingon bird of praise decloak on the Romulans' commands and attackers. We put down the traitors, and as before, the Karas decloaks above us and attacks down. This time, however, things are different, and for whatever reason, it can't cloak again. Perhaps we hit something. Let's continue to do so. Kapla! Got him.
Tarson may have beamed himself and his agents to the surface. He also has Klingon traitors aiding his cause. We have more work to do, my friend. Let us beam down and attempt to contact Maven and my father before things get worse.
Aye, true. We close in on Forcus, and it's difficult to tell which Klingon house is in on this. as Forecast hosts many different houses for the competition. Pretty much all of them, great or small, can participate, so they all have ships in the area. But one of them is rotten.
Any Romulans here will be well hidden, but their Klingon allies will be able to move freely. Even so, someone might have noticed some unusual behavior. Let's start in the bar. Tongues loosened by blood wine may reveal clues we'd otherwise miss.
Amid the drunken boasts of many warriors, probably. What does strike me as odd is that no one has raised an eyebrow about a skirmish in orbit. Does anyone here even know? Are sensors being scrambled, logs withheld, or are those who host the tourney part of this conspiracy too? We need to move quickly, but also without arousing suspicion. Let's just start asking, discreetly.
Did you see Jim Puck when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young Targs here these days. I'm surprised that some of them can hold on to their batlets for the entire match. Ah!
Sure, yeah, whatever. All the warriors post 2375 aren't real warriors. Yeah, I've heard it all before.
Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear a story of my glory days in battle. Pull up a chair and I'll allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine.
You stay right there. I will go buy you a blood wine and bring it right back. Just stay right there.
Have you seen the fighter for the House of Duras? He looks like a real contender for champion standing. I'll bet you a barrel of blood wine that he wins without taking a single wound.
Yeah, only because I'm not competing.
If General Chang fought the Master Corps, both in their prime fighting condition, who do you think would take champion standing?
Oh, that depends. I think Chang with prep time, but in a straight up fight when he wasn't expecting it, Corps.
And what do you think of the new rule restricting botnet links to between 110 and 120 centimeters?
It's a good idea. Means you have to get closer, see the whites of their eyes.
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Mokai used a transporter to steal his opponent's batleth in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
And you've not seen a Romulan step out of that transporter room?
The enemy is devious, moving in disguise. Tactics worthy of House Mokai, but not a true Klingon warrior. If they're posing as cargo haulers, they will have access to the locker rooms where competitors store their gear. They need only wait there for Maven between rounds and strike when he least expects it.
Yeah, these aren't the tactics of a Klingon warrior, but they are of a Tal Shiar spy.
Hearing the chanting and sounds of batleths reminds me of the first time I celebrated the Côte Baval festival. That was the first time I remember understanding what it means to be a Klingon warrior.
The Côte Baval festival honours the defeating of Molar, the tyrant ruler of Kronos at the hands of Kalis, celebrated yearly and has been for generations. The songs of warriors revelling and batleths clashing meets our ears as we enter the tourney hall. Klingons, Nausicaans, Orions, Gorn, and any of the Empire or its territories and vassals are permitted to enjoy the combat, and maybe one day to participate. Now, we need to gain access to the changing rooms.
Nukhnek, speak quickly. I have a tournament to run, and little time for fools.
Good, then you can speak to me. I need to get into the locker room. The tournament has been compromised. Infiltrators are among us.
Access is limited to maintenance staff and competitors. If you have a security concern, take it up with security.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were in charge here.
I am, and you will explain your impudence before I show you why I am in charge. The hard way.
I need you to understand how urgent this is.
There is another way. Is it still possible to enter the tournament?
Yes, that. Let me hit something.
Not as a competitor, but we do have an opening for an exhibition match. One of the fighters put enough blood wine in his gut to drop the Gone King and had to withdraw. If you wish to take his place, I will allow it.
That's saying something considering the Gorn King was an Undine, am I right?
Then combat you shall have. No firearms are allowed. You must use a melee weapon. A bat'leth is preferred, but this is an exhibition, so you may use an unconventional melee weapon if you wish. Even one of those Vulcan lurpas they wave at each other in mating disputes. Ha!
Like I'd sully my hands with that. We don't have long to wait for our exhibition match, and soon the stage is emptied of combatants and we take our place upon it. Now, win or lose, technically doesn't matter, we just need access to the backstage to reach Maven. But my pride will not let me throw the match, so we're in it to win, even if we cannot place.
Now, an exhibition match.
Ow, okay, I wasn't ready. Our opponent is an unknown swordmaster, but elements of his uniform resemble those of the Klingon Honor Guard. And it's a decent fight, although we do emerge victorious.
This concludes the exhibition. Our next match will begin shortly.
Well, that was certainly fun, although I hope that didn't take up too much time.
Ha! You fight well. Work on your form, and you might qualify for next year's tournament. You may use the locker rooms to clean up. Go. Should you have the courage, I will allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine later. Perhaps we will see if you drink as well as you fight.
Well, no, focus.
I said that I would tell you the story of how I came to be called Kemtar. Kemtar was the name of a warrior who saved my father from assassins on Moranga 4. I used the name Kemtar to honor his memory, to remind me of what it means to be Klingon.
Now, this is referring to TNG's episode Firstborn, and it's a little funny because Kemtar is actually Alexander, travelled back from the future, but he doesn't know this.
What's this? A globfly buzzes into these hallowed chambers? This is a place for competitors, insect! Be gone!
Get out of my way so I can get this done. I've got a drink to get to.
The insect buzzes still. I think it is time I stifled it permanently. Last chance, globfly. Leave on your own 2 feet or on the barge to Grethor. Your choice.
Buzz.
More traitors in league with Tarson. They must be preparing to strike.
Okay, yeah, this is slightly concerning. It looks like they were literally about to make their move. We need to find Maven. Has anyone seen Maven?
I have just finished a match. Leave me! I must prepare for the next bout!
The first locker room is empty of any useful information, so we dash on to the next one up. Worf and Maven.
You are looking for Maven? He is in another room, further down the hallway.
Excellent, good luck. We find him, and we were too slow.
Maven has fallen to treachery. The House of Martok will have its revenge. He's using the field to weaken our energy weapons. Switch to a melee weapon.
I already did. Kemtar's prediction was correct. During the skirmish, or perhaps when it was cloaked, Tarson and forces beamed down already.
Torg, I need reinforcements.
Torg? Tarson calling for House Torg. And would you look at that, House Torg answers like the obedient but tuck they are. We slay everything in the room, but we're too late for Maven. I'm mad at Worf for not being at Maven's side. I'm mad at myself for taking so long to get to him. And I'm furious at House Torg for bringing this upon us. Ambassador Worf, we have much to discuss.
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet. Explain yourself.
You don't think this is not Kumtar's doing?
Lady Sorella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here, and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors. And where were you when these assassins struck?
Although Kumtar is giving voice to the fury in our hearts, what's needed now is a rational approach. Both of you calm down. This conspiracy runs deep.
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
But you are Gintak to Martok, and now we have proof.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sorella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons hiding in the shadows, with blades at our backs.
Kumtar is speaking the truth. Look at the evidence around you.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. That does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
That's what we were trying to tell you all this time. Look, the Romulans mentioned House Torg, but these Klingon soldiers bear no crests, and we sort of killed all the Romulans. Maybe if we just declare it, they'll be forced to act openly?
Agreed. A great house conspiring with the Tal Shiar to assassinate other Klingons. And it is not just a theory. How high does the corruption go?
I don't know. We'll find out, but I really hope it doesn't go all the way to Jumpark.
Sorella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for her grandson. But I must also see that security remains a priority. To start, I am sending you a recruit from our house, the warrior Belera. She's been personally trained by me, and will aid your crew as we fight against the House of Torg.
I will take all the allies I can get.
House Torg. My former jailers were from that house. At least, before we sent them to Grethor on the frozen tundra of Rurapente. You have fought with me this far, my friend. Will you see this through to the end? Help me serve House Torg, a dish colder than the gulag they used to command.
We will avenge Maven, and your dishonor. As soon as we return to orbit, we inform Lady Sorella.
The idea that one of the great houses is conspiring with Romulans to attack House Martok is troublesome. Come to the Kether Lowlands. Worf and I would be honored if you would participate in Maven's Hecate. Once we have put our family matters to rest, you may work with Worf and Kemtar to determine our plan of attack.
We set a course back for the capital. It's shameful that although I signed up to the KDF to fight to expose the threats to the quadrants, then to repulse the overly ambitious and outdated Federation for the glory of the Empire, I have spent most of my time contending with traitors to the Empire I serve. Just as well then that I command the Kos Kuri, the ship that feeds on the souls of the foolish Klingons who throw themselves into the Sea of Blood. And House Torg? They are fools.
Maven was the heir of House Martok. We will be diminished without him. He died as a warrior born, and soon he will join his honored ancestors in the halls of Stovokor.
We ferry Worf, Kumtar, and the body of Maven back to his home to pay our respects to House Martok. Assembled at the estate is Sorella, Rodek, Worf, Maven's father, Drex, and our crew.
You honor my house by returning the body of Maven to his home. My grandson was very traditional. In his honor, we shall perform an Akvo. Together, we will follow our ancient traditions by watching over Maven until his spirit is ready for the journey to Stovokor. I would be honored if you joined us in the Akvo.
I would be honored, Lady Cirilla, to keep watch.
In the flash, before the night, you heard the call of Stovokor. The warriors singing. Cry out your name. Welcome home. Welcome home. Let not your heart be filled with fear. The spirit soars on honor's wings. Your heart is singing. You found your way. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for participating in the Akvo. It is important that we remember our traditions. Together, we have kept away the predators that would take Maven's body before his spirit was ready to leave for Stovokor. Now he may seek the fellowship of Martok and continue the warrior's journey.
Discuss, Wolf. I was angry earlier. You are a worthy Gintak to Martok.
Pardon my interruption, Gintok. We have an urgent security matter. House Torg warriors was seen gathering in the first city. We have word that they are planning an assault, and will be here any moment.
They wouldn't dare. We're in the midst of an Akvo. What am I saying? Of course they would. Well, the Akvo is about keeping away the predators. Let's do that.
Send an alert to everyone on the estate. I will see to Lady Cirilla. Prepare your men. We will not let these dogs catch us by surprise.
Today is a good day to die.
Here they come. Show them no mercy.
Defend Lady Cirilla!
Now, I'm not going to lie, all the Klingons are kind of dressed similarly and it gets confusing.
House Torg will end you Martok fools! At your pathetic house!
You desecrated the Akvo, and for that, you will die.
As if we needed more proof.
Ferry for Grathor leaves soon, and you shall be off.
More enemies approach.
We managed to repel the attack, but if it wasn't for those scant seconds of warning that we had, who knows, they may have taken us by surprise.
Torg sent his lackeys to attack us during a sacred ritual. He is truly a dishonorable Takek, and I will have my vengeance. Worf, Kemtar, honored allies of House Martok, hear me now. Lead our warriors against the House of Torg and bring an end to their treachery once and for all!
Oh, definitely.
After everything you have done on behalf of the House of Martok, I ask that you see this campaign to its conclusion. The House of Torg must not be allowed to survive this day. The House of Torg's main base is located in the Gorath system. I will prepare our fleet, and we will attack while we have the advantage.
So, with that open declaration against House Martok, Torg have sealed their dishonor and fate. We shall move against them, openly, with the evidence we have. The attack on the house, the assassination of Maven, and the Romulan bodies. The only concern left is that when we bring this to Chancellor Jimpok, Torg's ally, will he cover up for them? For House Torg to act so openly and brazenly, it makes me think that perhaps they're confident they have the Chancellor's support, and that is worrying for us and the state of the Empire. So, thank you for joining me as we explore the ever-evolving narrative of Star Trek Online, and I hope to see you back for the next episode as we wrap up this part of the Klingon intro story missions. I've been Rick. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Qapla'.